Thought I'd make a short video today on something a little unusual. Non-electronic this time. We have pencils. So, why are these pencils at all interesting? These are recycled pencils, and they all have some kind of unique thing they're made out of. This particular one is made out of newspaper, just like this one. I have a couple pairs of them. Now, these all came from Environment Canada back in the day when I worked for Environment Canada in the security office. I would go around the building and people would end up giving me all these pencils because I'd track them down and try and find out how many different types they made. Now, I don't have an exact number of how many different materials were used, but there's at least a few. So these are newspaper and they're pretty standard, although they do seem to be a little more bendy than a usual pencil. I'm not really sure. I haven't had a real proper pencil in a while. I just don't use them. So, moving on are these interesting looking blue ones from the Pollution Prevention Department. And these are actually made out of denim. These are ground up jeans, or more likely waste from a factory that's been redone. So these don't actually have anything written on them. They don't say that they're made out of denim, but I do have this one that does say it's made out of recycled denim. And it's a slightly different color. So I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it's also got a different logo, but that doesn't really mean much. They probably made these for all sorts of things. But as far as I can tell, these are actually the same material. I think they're just a slightly different shade of blue. And moving on, these ones are another pair that do not have anything written on them. Now, I have it on good authority that these are actually made out of money. These are ground paper money. Back when Canada still used paper money, we use plastic money now. But the material is supposedly all ground money. I'd imagine it's $20 bills since they're the only thing that's remotely green. But yeah. And lastly, seems to just be made by some third party. This says remarkable.co.uk, which I went to, and they do exist, and they still make sort of, renewable stationery, that kind of stuff. Oddly enough, they don't sell these. I couldn't find any pencils that were made out of anything interesting, but I used to be a plastic cup. So this is supposedly made out of plastic. Now, this one feels a little less bendy, but it could be that, they're just from different manufacturers. So it's possible it's just simply a different blend. But it does definitely feel plasticky. It feels like wood, like it still has like a texture, but it just doesn't feel 100%. So they're definitely mixing some plastic in there. I just thought these things were kind of cool, and I've kind of held on to them for a long time. And they don't seem to make them anymore. My understanding is that they discovered that it was just more, it was better for the environment just to grind up some young trees and plant new trees than it was just to go through the added steps and stuff to make these, because when you're dealing with a process like making a pencil, you're just using a bit of wood. It's a really refined process. They've been making it for, hundreds of years. So they found that they could just, grind up young trees and replant them sustainably. And that's a little bit better than using all sorts of who knows what. You gotta use strange binders, especially with the plastic stuff. Like, the plastic stuff, it does seem to be mixed with wood in some way. So who knows what they're doing to it to get it all to hold together. And, the other stuff's mostly paper material. I mean, the denim is a fiber, but it probably works more or less the same way. I just thought these things were kind of interesting. And for no reason today, I filmed this on my camera phone instead of my regular Sony A6500. I'm shooting on a an LG V20, and it has a fancy dual camera so you can see just how messed up my desk is and how much I have to push crap out of the way whenever I shoot anything. Ooh, pile of junk, including my other camera. I just thought I'd change it up and shoot on a different camera today. And I kind of want to see what the 4K footage looks like from this thing. So, I mean, I've played around with it with a bit, but I haven't really used it much. And I certainly haven't put anything on YouTube. So, there you have it. Just a short story about pencils